What's good, y'all? It's your boy HB, final round, do a little film study. I mean, we're having this whole shit-talking fest with Canelo Alvarez. I guess you can call it calling out Andre Ward. So, hey, why not do a film study on Andre Ward? You know, it's a fantasy matchup. Is it going to go down? Probably not, but it is possible. Don't sleep on the possibility of Ward coming back. You know, he seems like a man of his word. He seems very disciplined. So I say there's a high percentage he doesn't, but I wouldn't sleep on it. There's rumors in the boxing community that he has been in the gym. Now, for what reason? Is he just trying to stay healthy and in shape and move around? Or is he doing it to kind of stay prepared just in case something interesting is proposed to him and he may be willing to come out of retirement? All I know is this, is that if Ward comes back, he's coming back. He's not going to be half in, half out. And, you know, he's not going to come back if he doesn't think his heart is in it, or he's ready to take a fight, or his body is going to betray him. He won't take the fight if that's the case. But if he does take the fight, he is all in. It's not just going to be a money grab, because that's not the type of dude he is. And I'm pretty sure he's financially stable right now. He's smart with his money. But, you know, for me, I hope he comes back, man. It would be great for him to really solidify his legacy and take it up a notch. And to beat Canelo now in his prime, at the top of his game, when nobody thinks he can be beat, if you can come back and beat him, dude, your legacy would shoot up drastically. You might become a damn superstar after this if you were able to beat him. And on top of that, you're going to get a huge payday, further cementing the financial legacy you leave for your children. You know, you get a lot of notoriety that I don't think he gets. He deserves to be praised, and he's one of those low-key guys that just doesn't get enough love. And I understand a lot of people don't think he has the most impressive resume, but I'm telling you right now, dude, this guy is a fucking savage. He's a beast. And I hope he comes back. And I think this is one fight that Canelo, he may think he wants it, but when he gets in the ring and he experiences what this guy does, it's going to be a nightmare for Canelo. Even Andre Ward 5 years on the couch. I really believe that. People are telling me they believe it'd be 50-50 if Andre was in his prime. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. I'm telling you, if you get a prime Ward against a Canelo Alvarez, he will get systematically dismantled. And I still think there's a good chance that Ward can come off the couch and systematically dismantle Canelo Alvarez. Andre Ward's a sneaky motherfucker. And I love this one video where he's talking to Claressa Shields, because Claressa was kind of bitching about, I can't get my opponents out of there. You know, I'm hitting them with good speed and power, and you know, I'm landing a lot of punches, but I'm not getting out of there. And one thing Dre's trying to tell her, he's like, look, you can't always storm through the fucking front door and say, boom, I'm here to take all your shit. You know, I'm here to steal all your stuff. Sometimes you got to check the back door, see if it's unlocked, sneak in the back, and then you clean the house out. You know, then you steal all the goods. And that's what Dre is. That's Dre to a T. He's a sneaky motherfucker, and he's very devious. And, you know, he's not going to kick in the front door, come in screaming, sort of like Sergey Kovalev, right? He's the crusher. What Sergey likes to do, he likes to kick in the front door, let you know he's there, and steal all your shit right in front of you. But that's not always the way to go. And Andre Ward's that dude. He's very sneaky. And he'll take you for everything when you're sleeping on him. And I don't think Canelo recognizes that. Now, honestly, both of them can sit here and talk shit until the fight goes down. It's nothing really to worry about. But like I said, we're watching this film not just for a potential matchup between Canelo versus Ward, but like I said, these videos are for competitors, for trainers trying to learn or, you know, discuss certain strategy or technique. And even I'm pleasantly surprised that there's a lot of boxing fans out here that are interested in the strategy and tactics and talking about this stuff. So let's get into it. Let's watch this fight. You know, bear with it, because like I said, Andre Ward's the type of dude, he will make it slow, methodical, and, messy. And then when you least expect it, he'll turn up the tempo and he'll start taking all your shit from your house. That's the type of motherfucker he is. Ward comes out immediately, gets the center of the ring. He needs space to work, so understandably so. And one thing you'll notice about Ward, he likes to paw with that jab constantly. Why? Because he's trying to find where he's at in space. It's a nice little feinting tool as well. Nice cross to the body by Kovalev. But, honestly, Kovalev is not a body snatcher. And he's not going to consistently go down to the body. That's not his game. That's not his style. He's not a 12-round fighter. Nice jab to the body by Ward. When he gets caught up in the corner, he puts a little pressure, steps in with the, and pulls off a Fitzsimmons shift, gets some respect. And note that, because he does a lot of shifts throughout this fight to set things up. And what's a shift? Say you're an orthodox fighter, you'll step forward with your right foot and it'll turn southpaw, right? Or if it's you're a southpaw fighter, it's vice versa. But take note of that shift. Good right cross to the body by Kovalev, but like I said, there's no substance behind that because he's not going to continuously throw it. And you notice how Dre shoots back down to the body after that right cross he took from Kovalev, matching him. That's what smart, good tactical fighters always do. They always match your body attack and then add more to it. But if one guy catches you to the body, you got to make sure to get that punch back. Ward back to the ropes. Let's see what he does. He's in the corner. Nice, beautiful smothers, repositions towards the center. And right here, take note of this little clinch, this little wrestling match. Ward loves that. He loves dirty boxing. He likes to hold you in there, throw you around, get you tired, clamp down your arms, wear them down, throw, punches to your hip to kind of beat on you and wear you down for the later rounds. It doesn't seem like much, but all this shit adds up. Right now, Ward's priority, beautiful check hook by Ward. See how he gets his back to the rope? He switches it up. He doesn't clinch this time. He throws a lead hook, and he lands nicely. Nice little check hook. Good defense by Ward. And granted, Kovalev lands some nice jabs, in this fight. He is a long motherfucker. He's a long-rangey motherfucker, and his two best punches are his jab and his cross. And beautiful. Ward throws a lead right hand, switches to the southpaw stance, smothers and clinches, disrupting Kovalev's attack or anything he can respond with. And it gets very fucking frustrating for Kovalev. This is what Andre Ward does. He makes it very slow, methodical pace. He frustrates you, and he lulls you to sleep for later. See what Ward does here. He's in the corner, back to the ropes. End of the round. And this is not a pace that Canelo likes fighting at. You know why? Same thing with Mayweather. Mayweather did a lot of the same things. Not as grimy and as grueling as Andre Ward, but same thing. Mayweather slows down the pace. And he did that in the fight with Canelo. Canelo doesn't like that. Danny Jacobs did it to Canelo as well, slowed down the pace, even though he was a little bit more proactive in letting his hands go. But nonetheless, Canelo's not the type of guy that likes a slow, methodical fight where he constantly has to be thinking on his opponent's terms. Now, usually he can dictate the terms, but Andre's not that dude. He's not going to let you dictate the terms. Once again, look at Andre Ward getting in the clinch, trying to do a little dirty boxing, checking to the hip with the punch. Nice hook by Ward. And look at Andre pushing a little forward, changing up the tempo and the pace, being unpredictable. Still knows Kovalev is dangerous, so he's not going to engage just quite yet too much. He'll pick his pockets till he gets Kovalev to where he wants him. And I like how Andre Ward ducks under, clinches, wrestles a little bit, and pushes Sergey Kovalev back. This shit is making him tired, whether y'all realize it or not. It's wearing down Kovalev. Exponentially, all these little techniques. You know, Kovalev's not used to doing this. He just likes to go in and jab and cross and knock you the fuck out. He's not a 12-round fighter. He's not the type of guy who's constantly thinking how he can create openings. He just comes in and he gives it to you. But Ward is not allowing him to do that. Apologize, you guys. I think I got the Rona or some shit. It was probably this damn e-cigarette. Nice. Ward disrupting Kovalev's jab, but nice right hand by Kovalev. Comes over the top of the jab. Landing some nice jabs here. Kovalev's a very long dude, so it can be dicey kind of figuring out where his jab is coming from. And I don't know why Kovalev's complaining there. He didn't get low blowed. He's all right. He's tired. You're gonna see this a lot by Kovalev as the fight goes on. He starts bending down and you know, he's expecting the ref to kind of break the fight. And let me tell you this. Some of y'all said this was controversial and Ward was being dirty. If Ward's a dirty fighter, man, he would be capitalizing on the times that Kovalev's looking for breaks. Sort of like what Mayweather did to Ortiz. But it was fair game, you know. Beautiful body shots by Andre Ward. Nice little counters to the body, hooks to the body. That hurt Kovalev. And look at Andre Ward letting his hands go. Look how he repositions. He gets caught in a corner. He repositions Kovalev to the corner, and he starts ripping him to the body. And there's no substance behind what Kovalev's doing. He's not setting anything up. He's not creating anything. He's just looking for openings. That's all he does. He just looks for openings. He's not setting traps. You know, it's just, if he sees something, he takes it. That's about the extent of his game. Look at that sneaky jab by Ward. You know, that's what I'm talking about. He'll lull you to sleep. He'll paw out there. All of a sudden, he'll back up and he'll walk you into a trap. Then he'll shoot that jab out of nowhere and he'll time it perfectly and snap your head back. And it just stuns you. And this is what he does. He lulls you to sleep. He gets you off your guard. And then he breaks you down slowly. I mean, this is the way I would describe it. Imagine getting on a treadmill and running at like maybe 4 or 5 miles per hour. It doesn't seem like much, right? But imagine you got to run on that treadmill for like 2 to 3 hours straight at 4 to 5 miles per hour. It's not going to kill you initially, but as time goes on, it's going to get grueling. It's going to get annoying. Nice feint by Dre. And that's the pace of this fight. It's slow and grueling. And it's going to eventually catch up to Kovalev. Andre Ward constantly changing. Kovalev's not going to chase, so he's backing up. You know, and look at Dre. Tries to trap Kovalev in a corner. Almost tries to turn him with his right hand. Doesn't quite do it, though. And Dre constantly setting up little landmines to walk Kovalev into. And Dre wants to work from here. Don't get it twisted. He's in the clinch. He wants to get some work in. Nice little jab. Nice coming over the top by Kovalev. He has a good right hand. His right cross is devastating. You're going to need more than that when you face Dre, though. And you can see that Kovalev is not putting as much pressure as he was in the beginning. Starting to slow down. You can see it. And starting to lose the sting off his punches. Look how Dre gets in there, dirty boxing in there on the inside. He's throwing body shots. Doesn't seem like much, but it's all exponentially adding up. And little does Kovalev know what's happening to him. Look at Dre. You got to be careful. When Dre starts to shell up like that, he's looking for a counter hook. And it's very dangerous because he'll tend to square up in his stance. He's sitting on his punches, and he'll uncork a hook on you when you least expect it. Good jab by Dre. Phenomenal timing on it. I heard somebody in the comments section say that, oh, well, Dre's not as fast as Canelo. You don't need to be as fast as Canelo. You don't need the match of speed if you have phenomenal timing. You just walk your opponent into your punches. Good technique and phenomenal timing will always overcome speed if that speed has no timing itself or technique. Not to say that Canelo doesn't have good technique and timing, but to me, Dre has a phenomenal, deep understanding of how to time his opponents. And he doesn't need to rely on speed and power so much. So he has a phenomenal sense and understanding of timing. And look at Dre coming out strong, dropping 2 left hooks on Sergey Kovalev. Now he's going to back up. Good jabs by Kovalev. That punch was there all night for him. But like I said, Kovalev's a long dude, man. He's very deceptive with his range. And once again, Dre's just making this very slow. He's not letting Sergey Kovalev get his punches off. Constantly interrupting him, constantly disrupting him. And now look at Dre. Beautiful hooks to the body. Nice counters to the body. Nice jab following up. Measuring with the left hand, lead hand. Trying to find where he's at. Moving back. And the action's going to pick up here, you guys. You got to be patient. This is Dre's style, though. He needs to gain control before he execute what he wants. And I like how he stepped back with that hook. Nice little check hook. And it's a very powerful one because he'll kind of do this little pivot. Nice by Dre. Tries to look for that right hand and do that little Fitzsimmons shift. Not quite there yet, though. It will be later. Once again, Sergey Kovalev trying to get his offense off, but he can't because Dre smothers it. And nice little hip checks to the body by Dre. Ooh, beautiful 1-2 by Dre. And like I said, he's so sneaky because right after the break, the ref breaks him up. He comes in out of nowhere, shoots a 1-2 and steals you. That's what I'm saying. He's the type of dude. He's not going to kick in the door. He's going to check if any doors are unlocked, and he's going to sneak in through the back door. That's his game. He's sneaky. He's devious. He's tricky. And you don't think much of it when you see it at first hand or when you're first boxing him. But when you get in there and experience it for yourself, it's a different story. It's like a very messy version of what Mayweather does. A dirtier version. And I don't mean dirty in the sense that he's like cheap, but dirty as it's not clean. It's not smooth. It's not flamboyant. Dre will wrestle with you a little bit. And he's willing to take some shots, He gets clipped with some shots. Sergey Kovalev getting very aggressive, and Andre Ward's letting him know, like, all right, let's get aggressive. Let's let our hands go a little bit. God damn, coughing up a lung here. This is why you don't do this vaping shit, bro. And I love my man filming this shit. Always getting the ring girls, getting a shot of that ass. You dog, you. Look at you, man. Come on, bro. She needs to go to the gym, though. She needs to do some more squats. But let's check it out. It's going to start turning up here in a second. Dre coming out, measuring with his lead hand. Constantly clinching, disrupting Sergey Kovalev's attack. It's got to be frustrating to face this guy, man. And good hook by Kovalev. He doesn't throw his hook enough. There Dre goes, sneaking that jab in there. That jab stuns you. Nice left hook by Dre. Turns him, walks Kovalev into a check left hook. Beautiful. Look at that constant clinching, man. His clinch game's on another level. The timing of it is just perfect because it constantly disrupts you. And if you're constantly being disrupted, you can never get into rhythm. You know, you see in Sergey Kovalev, he's not into rhythm. You know, yes, he's landing some punches here and there, but it's not consistent. It's not clean the way he usually does and takes over a fight and he dominates and eventually knocks his opponent out. Nice feint by Dre. And, you know, Kovalev's a big dude, man. He's a pretty big, long, rangy dude and obviously has devastating power. You know, I don't think Dre gets caught with some of these shots against Canelo because of the size. Dre would be the bigger guy in the fight with Canelo. So I don't think he gets clipped without as many jabs or crosses. Nice jab to the body by Dre. Nice parry by the from the jab by Kovalev. Look at Andre Ward starting to get a little bit nasty now. Stepping into those body shots. Jesus Christ, those are hurting Kovalev. You can see it. Dre's starting to turn into the fucking dog. And this is what I mean. He's the dog, bro. He has this little polar shift that he does in the middle of the fight. When he gets control of you, now he starts to get nasty. Look at Dre putting a little pressure, getting in there. Nice catch and shoot. I don't know if he quite lands, but I like the idea. Dre's starting to put a little bit of pressure on Kovalev, seeing he's starting to deflate. And Kovalev, he just doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. He's getting very tired. I mean, he's just throwing out wasteful punches at this point. Look at Dre stepping in. Notice how every time Dre steps in, he shifts his stance from orthodox to southpaw, giving him the ability to close the distance and smother if he needs to defensively or clinch. But if he wants to get off offensively, if the opportunity is there, he's switching to the southpaw stance, following up, throwing all his weight forward, and throwing hooks to the body. Devastating. Both come out to the center of the ring. Now you can see Dre's being the one that's putting pressure, but Dre still wants to land some traps. He's looking to see what Sergey Kovalev wants to do. He's noticing that Kovalev doesn't want to put pressure. So now Dre is saying, all right, you don't want to put pressure? I'll put a little bit of pressure for you. Nice jab to the body by Dre. Those jabs will stun the shit out of you, dude. Those jabs are hard. Do not get it twisted, man. There's the timing and the sharpness of it. It's like he's stabbing you. It's like, yeah. He stabs you with those jabs. Such a sharp jab. Beautiful counter hook by Dre. Okay, Kovalev wants to get aggressive, so Dre's fine. And notice how he gets into that southpaw stance, shifts into it when his back was to the ropes. He didn't want to get caught up there, so he gets the real estate by smothering. And it's a nice way to close the distance with that Fitzsimmons shift. A little dirty boxing by Dre, getting aggressive, putting some pressure now. He feels Kovalev getting deflated. He's picking the shots. Beautiful counter left hook by Dre. I mean, this is the dog, bro. This is the dog. You know, the difference between Dre and Mayweather is Dre likes to get dirty, man. He likes to get his hands dirty. Ooh, good left hook by Dre. Walks you, see what I'm saying? He walks you into traps. He has these little landmines you step on. And I love the timing of it because, like I said, he lulls you to sleep. And then when you least expect it, boom. catches you off guard. Sergey Kovalev gets back to the center of the ring, and the fight is over at this point. I'm telling you, the fight is over. Obviously, we know it's over, but you can see that it's over right now by the body posture of Sergey Kovalev, just the way he looks. And look at Dre starting to put some more pressure on. You know, if you ain't going to look to the fight, Dre will look for it. And look at this, Dre going southpaw, changing up the looks, changing up the pace and the timing, making you have to reset, think about something different. Now, Dre is switching up at a point in the fight to where he feels like he has control and he can get comfortable and he can fight out of the southpaw stance. Beautiful left hand by Dre. And this is the shit I'm talking about. What y'all don't understand is Canelo doesn't like a fight like this. He doesn't like constantly having that slow, methodical pace where he constantly has to reset and he constantly has to think, and you're constantly throwing different looks at him, just like Daniel Jacobs. I mean, obviously we know Mayweather did that to him, but Danny Jacobs did the same thing as well. You know, Danny, and you can say what you want about that fight and who won. It was a close fight and it was a good fight. And a lot of people said that Danny Jacobs didn't even belong in the ring with him. But this is what Danny Jacobs went southpaw in that fight. He changed up his guard. He would change up the tempo, the pace. He would go forward sometimes, backward, fight in the pocket. And that's what Dre presents. All those things only better, in my opinion. Nice feint by Dre. And both are at the center of the ring. Ward's a little bit more willing at this point in the fight to stand his ground. And all that wrestling makes Sergey Kovalev exponentially more tired. And nice. Dre turns Kovalev into the corners. Beautiful body work. Constantly throwing body shots. Steps into that right hook to the body with that shift. And Dre senses it. But he's very calculated. He doesn't take unnecessary risk. So he's still trying to wear Kovalev down. Nice dirty box into the body. Notice how Andre Ward clinches down on one arm and then he starts throwing shots to the body. Dre's a bigger guy than Canelo, and I think he would be able to control Canelo in the clinch and batter him down to the body. Look at Dre, nice defense, ducks under, avoids the attack. And look at Dre putting more and more pressure slowly. And now, little do you know, you start realizing like, oh shit, like this guy's gonna fuck me up. And he caught me completely off guard. It takes a while for Dre's opponents to realize that they're in a shitstorm. And look at this. Look, this is how badly he's getting battered to the body. This is how badly he's tired. He's just falling over, hoping the ref saves him. That's not, you know, a lot of y'all saying there's controversy in this. No. He got battered in this fight, and he wanted to quit. He wanted a way out. And he couldn't even help it that he would fall down and not protect himself. To that point, he would do that. He's getting beat down, and he's realizing it. And he can't even control it. This is why I say Andre Ward is a fucking dog. To take the Crusher Kovalev and just fucking batter him down to where he's not even willing to protect himself, that is crazy. And I know Canelo had his way with Kovalev, but that was a shot fucking Kovalev. Come on, man. I mean, I'm not saying he wouldn't have beat Kovalev regardless, but that was Kovalev well past. I mean, he was on his way out as it was. And he got beat, I think, 2 more times after Andre Ward by 2 different fighters. You know, Kovalev, that was an easy little light heavyweight matchup for him. Notice how Dre steps in with the right hand, and he wants to make it dirty. Look at him fighting on the inside. He wants to square up and make it a little bit more dirty. Going back to boxing off the back foot, further trying to deflate Sergey. Look at this, man. Why would Kovalev turn his back like that? He didn't get blowed. He's getting battered, you guys. He's quitting. He can't even help it. That's how much he's getting beat up. Dre squaring up, walking him down. He knows Kovalev doesn't want the smoke. He knows it. And now he's starting to put that pressure. And this is the fucking dog in or Andre Ward. This is the dog coming out. This is the fucking OG. Sergey Kovalev not even really putting pressure anymore. Oh, nasty body. Those were not low. Nasty body shots. And if Dre was a dirty fighter, he would have finished it right there. But he didn't. He's not going to give Sergey Kovalev the satisfaction of getting out of this fight and saying, oh, well, he cheap shotted me and he hit me while I was down. No. If Dre was a dirty fighter, he would have took advantage of that opportunity. He didn't. Even though he had every right to. This dude is getting mauled. Oh, look at that fucking right hand. Uh-oh, you in the doghouse now. You in the doghouse now. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, you in the doghouse now. Notice how Andre Ward keeps going back down to the body. Doesn't go head hunting. Goes back down to the body. Beautiful fucking right hand he started all this with. You in the doghouse now. You want to fight? You the crusher? Let's go. Come on, big dog. Come on. Where's that power now? Where's all that tough talk? You in the doghouse now. This is what I'm saying. If you're Canelo Alvarez, do you really want to summon the demon? Do you really want to summon the demon? Beautiful right hand by Dre. Sets it up all night. Steps into it with that Fitzsimmons shift. Gets the right positioning and angle and digs it perfectly on his chin. Stuns Sergey Kovalev, and then Andre Ward drags you into deep water and he drowns you. And this is the shit I'm talking about, dude. It's not flamboyant. It's not pretty. It's not extravagant. It's dirty. It's just downright dirty. And I don't mean in the sense, once again, I don't mean it in the sense of like he's cheating. I mean dirty as in like he makes it a fucking grueling fight. He muddies the waters, man. And it starts off with this very slow tempo. And he keeps on disrupting what you're doing. And he lulls you to sleep. And then, he checks you to the hip when he gets in the clinch. He wrestles around with you. He catches you with these jabs down to the body and to the head. And he stuns you. And it just wears on you over time goes. Like I said, it's like being on a treadmill for hours. You may not be running like 12 miles per hour on a treadmill for hours. Obviously, that's not, well, it's possible by Olympic runners, distant runners. But, you're on a treadmill. Trust me, you sit on that treadmill at 5 miles per hour. It may not seem like much the first 30 minutes. But once you start getting to hour 1, once you start getting to hour 2, you start to slow down. And it starts to hurt your knees and your ankles and you're pounding the fucking treadmill. And all of a sudden, you're getting really, really fucking worn down and tired. And now that 5 miles feels like fucking 10 miles per hour. And then all of a sudden, you quit. And that's what happened to Sergey Kovalev. He got dragged slowly and methodically through the mud, and then when Dre got you where he wants you, catches you with that right hand, and he steals your body. He's the body snatcher. And I'm telling you, that's not a tempo or a pace that Canelo will like to fight at. This is not the type of style he will like. Now, at face value, you look at Dre, you don't think of him, you don't think too much of him, right? And if you don't look at the film real deeply, you don't think much of the guy. But, man, stylistically, I don't think it would be a fun matchup for Canelo. He would have to earn every penny to win this fight. Now, obviously, he stands a good chance because it's not Dre, in his prime. It's not Dre being an active fighter. He would be catching Dre coming off the couch. But dude, I'm telling you, bro, don't call this man out. Don't call him out. You better hope he stays retired. You better hope he honors his word of staying retired, because if he doesn't, it's, to me, yeah, it's a little bit more tricky. The fight with Canelo will be a lot more trickier than this one, right, with Kovalev. But to me, there's other advantages and other nice things that come with Dre in a fight with Canelo than this one. So obviously you're going to get a boxer that's a lot more tactical and skilled, faster, stronger, more bigger arsenal of punches, my man Kevin Durant. But here's the thing. Dre will be bigger in this fight than he was compared to Kovalev. He will be the bigger man, and I think that'll make a huge difference. And I don't think he gets clipped with as many punches because, like I said, Sergey Kovalev is a tricky motherfucker. He's got long range, very powerful straight punches and jabs and crosses. But dude, I'm sorry, you guys. Maybe I'll go 50-50. Ward coming off the couch, going up against Canelo. But if it was Prime Ward, I'm telling you, he would have dismantled Canelo Alvarez. But tell me what you guys think. Like the video, subscribe, comment down below. I'm not going to get too excited for a fantasy matchup, but it's always fun to talk about. It's always fun to talk about this shit. So bring it on. Bring it on, you Canelo fanboys. Come on the comment section. Let's talk some shit. This is what we're here for. This is why this channel was created. But it's your boy HB. Final round. Get at me.